Occupy Wall Street moves to Montclair.
We go behind the scenes of homecoming
And all of your Jason Derulo coverage right here in this special homecoming edition of Inside MSU.
Hello and welcome to Inside MSU. I'm Tatiana Smith.
And I'm Brittany Clemente. At this year's Snowcoming, the weather took center stage for many event goers. Montclair University's campus was covered with nearly 6 inches of snow and debris from fallen trees. Due to the storm, power outages forced students from their residence halls. However, students were given meal vouchers and relocated to other buildings on campus. Saturday was the most snowfall ever recorded on this October any day in history, according to weather.com. Residence halls did not receive power until the following Monday after spending the entire weekend in dark. Campus officials are continuing to clear the fallen debris and assess the damage of Halloween's October blizzard. I can't read.
This week during Montclair's homecoming, the unexpected snowstorm didn't stop students from performing during the student showcase. Now to our homecoming correspondent, Jackie Loader, with an inside look.
The Student Showcase is a talent show put on by student organizations that all came out to celebrate one thing only, homecoming.
Yes, we're actually representing admissions. Sigma Delta Phi.
We're from USO.
I'm in the Rhythm Nation Dance Club.
School spirit ran high as the students prepared for the show.
You guys
I went backstage to see how they were doing.
We're getting made up because we're zombies in the talent showcase today for our student organizations.
Students found other ways to prepare. Some were practicing their dance moves, and others added cobwebs to their props.
We're more excited than nervous.
Nerves aside, their preparation paid off as the students put on a great show.
I'd have to say watching all the other organizations because no one really knows what anyone else is going to do, their music, their act, or anything, so it's kind of interesting to see what everyone came up with for such a small theme.
The unexpected snowstorm didn't stop these students from packing the house.
It is a great day, a lot of spirit, and all the students are out and their families and alumni having a terrific time.
Overall, there was snow, zombies, singing and dancing, and most of all, fun. For Inside MSU, I'm Jackie Loader.
Let's head over to Brittany for a sneak peek behind the scenes of homecoming week.
Thanks, Tatiana. Watch as we followed the woman in charge through the week of Montclair's homecoming and get a glimpse of what really goes into planning such an event.
So exciting. Homecoming. It's sent out to every single student. All right, let's go.
Nikki Santana is the president of programming for homecoming. Her job is to organize student events for the big week. This first event was on Monday, October 24th, the barbecue.
We just ran and got the food 10 minutes ago and just put everything out, but I got some awesome people helping me, which if I did it by myself, I would have been I don't know what to do.
Nikki is from Jersey City. She's in her last year as a broadcasting major. Nikki got into event planning by helping to organize concerts on campus. This is her first time in charge of a really big event.
Never in a million years would I have thought I would be here today doing this.
Later that evening, we followed Nikki to the homecoming King and Queen talent show.
Hi. My name's Nikki. I'm your host.
By Wednesday, Nikki was overwhelmed. Everything depended on the performance of her cell phone.
So when this dies, it's we're all doomed kind of thing, I swear.
Nikki managed to persevere through the caricatures and laser tag. Even though it was a great turnout, she was still thinking about the next day's events.
Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? What's tomorrow's event?
On Friday night, Nikki threw a crowd-pleasing Jason Derulo concert in Lot 28.
I think we should switch it up and, get some of your flavor up here on stage.
We just had to go through so many things just to see if we can have that concert. I had to go through the fire marshal, I had to go through EMS, I had to go through the police to make sure I have the permit to actually raise a tent in a lot, make sure that 1,000 students are going to be safe. I have enough exits. So it's a lot of work put into it. Even though the event is only 5 hours, it's things you start planning since August.
It was a tough week for Nikki, and the snowstorm could have ruined her plans, but it didn't.
Well, the snow didn't ruin much. People still came out and they still performed, so that was a good thing. I didn't think a lot of people were going to show up, but when I walked in and the whole auditorium was full, I was like really happy about that. The performances were really good. I enjoyed all of them. They were really, really creative, and I'm really happy that everybody participated the way that they did, and the snow didn't stop them, because that's what Montclair's about. Nothing stops us.
Next up for Nikki, winter ball in December.
Oh, no, I'm nervous.
For Inside MSU, this is Emma Captain.
It's not homecoming until you throw a real good party to celebrate. Parking Lot 28 was transformed into Club 28 as a sold-out crowd came prepared to party. Our reporter, Juliet Fernandez, took us into Club 28 just to see how poppin' it was.
Parking Lot 28, turning the concrete streets of transit into Club 28. Under the heated tent, a sold-out crowd of 1,000 came to dance the night away. Most of the ladies were looking to see the star of the night.
Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo! The guys had another thing in mind.
What's the dude's name?
Nobody in particular. Some really nice looking girls.
Both the ladies and the fellas came together to throw their hands up with music by DJ Mad and DJ Star from Now 92.3. And some real characters turned up to party. Finally, the main attraction came to take over the stage. The crowd went wild. After the show, we got to speak to the star himself and find out what it was like for him to perform at MSU.
It was insane. It was only about 1,001 of us, so it was super intimate, but it felt like a club atmosphere. I felt like, it was just a huge party, which it should have been, which we're celebrating homecoming, so I had a blast.
I need somebody who can really walk out. Where you at?
How do you compare performing on top stages with really known artists to Montclair?
There's no comparison. I mean, this is a huge party. I mean, I choose to party any day.
We even got a little more personal.
Your single is called It Girl. What are the criteria? What are you looking for?
Oh, I'm looking for the girl who is selfless, somebody who is, constantly thinking about other people, before she thinks about herself. A girl who likes to have a good time, because I'm nuts, so I need somebody who's nuts, with me, and somebody who's intelligent. So, stay in the books.
What can we see next for Jason Derulo?
My album just came out, Future History, so there'll probably be like 7 singles on this album, and then my tour starts in February. It's a world tour, which I'm excited about because I get to perform these new records. And this time around, my world tour is just so much bigger than it was before. Doing 15,000 seaters, is much different than doing 8,000 and 5,000. You know what I mean? So we're stepping it up continuously. So I'm excited. It's exciting times.
Despite the weekend's cold weather, Jason Derulo delivered one of Montclair's hottest homecoming performances.
For Inside MSU, I'm Juliet Fernandez.
And I'm Jason Derulo.
Till next time.
And now over to Tatiana.
Montclair students rallied to their own Occupy Wall Street protests. Frustrated that their voices aren't being heard, we discovered what they're really trying to say with our own Inside MSU reporter, Jackie Loader.
Students for a Democratic Society organized a gathering of Montclair students in the outdoor amphitheater to express their support for the Occupy Wall Street movement.
Democracy isn't just voting, it's direct action. You need to get out, because that's how everything that we have in this country has been won. The civil rights movement, the feminist movement, the labor movement, none of them just elected people. They got out, they protested, boycott, sit-ins.
One of the top concerns for these protesters is the cost of going to school, right here at Montclair State.
I am in debt, and I will be here for another 4 years because I'm in the Fine Arts Ed program. So I will have 5 years of student loans to repay, and with the job market as it is right now, I know that it will be a long time before the debt is completely settled.
Well, I would like MSU as well as all of the other universities around the country to bail out all student debt, so students don't have to start their careers with tons of debt and they could actually find jobs.
The demonstrators are critical of the cost of attending Montclair State. they decided to march to MSU President Susan Cole's office and demand a meeting.
I'm Siobhan Gaines, the Director of Government Relations. I don't think it's too much to ask if we are able to identify our students.
President Cole declined to meet with the demonstrators at that time, but did schedule a meeting with them for this week. For Inside MSU, I'm Jackie Loader.
Now let's hear from Rob Dickerson for This Week in Sports.
Thanks, guys. More than 40 years ago, two NFL teams faced off in sub-zero temperatures in one of the greatest games of all time, the Ice Bowl. The Red Hawks got their own taste of winter play on Saturday versus Western Connecticut.
Playing in heavy snowfall and freezing temperatures, the MSU team really showed what they were made of. The deep snow didn't slow down the Hawks in the slightest, and they were quickly up over the hapless WestCon early in the first quarter. The visiting Colonials just couldn't get their offense moving against a strong MSU defense and struggled to convert on third down. Blazing through the snow like a plow, running back Christy Andrea scored 3 touchdowns on the day, with running back AJ Scapa scoring as well. The Red Hawks finished the day with a 31-7 victory over WestCon, bringing their record to 7-1 and a 26-game winning streak at home. Montclair will next hit the road to play Rowan on November 5th.
Leadership is perhaps the most important attribute one can have in sports. Ask any sports fan on the street and they'll probably tell you that it's the coach's job to lead the team. And they'd be correct. But on the Red Hawk football team itself, there's one leader in his own right, a captain who exemplifies what a sportsman should be. I sat down with MSU football's star running back, Christy Andrea, to see what it takes to lead a team to one of Montclair's best seasons yet.
Christy Andrea, number 27, is one of 4 captains of the football team in MSU and is having one of the best rushing seasons in school history. Last weekend during the homecoming game, he ran for 231 yards and 3 touchdowns and is on his way to smashing the record books. But this great career was almost cut short by a broken foot last season.
Now, last year, you heard the words, potential career-ending injury.
Yes, I did.
Something that no football player ever wants to hear. What went through your mind when they told you that?
Well, I remember being in the doctor's office with my father. My father and I were examining the x-ray, and I'm like, Dad, I don't see a break. I don't see anything. I don't see a crack. I don't see a break. My dad's like, yeah, that's a good sign. It's a good sign. Maybe it's a sprain or something. The doctor walks in, and there was a crack. And he said, there's nothing we can do about it. I'm sorry, your season's over. And right there, when I heard him say that, I literally crawled up into a ball, into my father's arms, and I was hysterically crying because I said to myself, wow, I'm never going to play football again.
But DeAndrea persevered, believing hard work and determination would get him back on his feet, and agreed to take the red shirt, missing the rest of the games that year to recover, and repeating his senior year to play a full season.
You know, I got the red shirt, and I never looked back. I trained my hardest. I trained my hardest in the off season. I came back bigger, faster, stronger than ever.
Now, what are your personal goals for the year, and what are your goals for the team this season?
You know, my goal is to, my individual goal is to. I'm 70 yards away from the single season rushing record in school history, so I would love to break that. So hopefully I do. That would be, but as a team, we want a national championship. Mm-hmm. And that's what our goal is. That's what we're striving for. We want a national championship.
Do you think this is going to be the year that MSU football takes it all the way?
If there's going to be a year, it's this year. I mean, our team is just clicking right now. We're on a tear. We're working together as one, and the team is so confident on both sides of the ball. We're very confident. Our coaches are confident. So if there's going to be a year, it's the year. I just want to keep my team confident in themselves. I want to keep their work ethic up, and I want to keep their composure on the field because, this is a game of emotions, and it's a game of inches.
NFL great Tom Landry once said, "Leadership is a matter of people looking at you and gaining confidence, seeing how you react. If you're in control, they're in control. And no one shows that more then Chris D'Andrea.
Both the women's soccer team and the volleyball team saw an end to their season this week. Women's soccer was eliminated from the NJAC tournament on Tuesday, less than a day after their victory over William Patterson. The Hawks were brought down by TCNJ in a 1-0 loss. The volleyball team suffered the same fate, falling to 5th-seeded Rutgers-Camden in the first round of the tournament. That's it for This Week in Sports. Be sure to come out and support the football team in their next home game against Kane on November 12th. Now let's head over to John Aronoff for your entertainment news. John?
Thanks, Rob. The popular news and entertainment this week revolves around Kim Kardashian's divorce. Kardashian on Monday filed for a divorce from her husband, New Jersey net Kris Humphries. The couple, who were only married for 72 days, spent over $20 million on their wedding this past summer. The breakup was a shock for Humphries, who hopes he can still make things work. The other topic of discussion is Halloween. Many of your favorite celebrities got dressed up for Heidi Klum and husband Seal's annual Halloween party in New York City. The hosts dressed up as gorillas. It must have taken hours to get dressed up like that. Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas wore a pageant queen costume. She definitely would have gotten my support. The Situation from the Jersey Shore dressed up as a pilot because he thinks he's so fly. And he still managed to wear his stunner shades. New divorcee Kim Kardashian dressed up like villain Poison Ivy. I know a lot of ladies in the studio who are green with envy. That's all for your entertainment this week. I'm John Aronoff. Back over to Brittany.
Thanks, John. In our newest segment, Off Campus, we look at different ways to find entertainment out in the real world. Our field reporter, Ian Elliott, delved into the depths of nerd culture at last week's Comic-Con.
Guys, I'm here at the Jacob Javits Center for the grand tradition of Comic-Con. I'm hanging out with great vendors like Hasbro, Marvel, and DC Comics in a great celebration of nerd culture. The nearly 16-acre convention center played host to large exhibitions of new ventures such as the Marvel Avengers, PlayStation's Just Dance 3, and even MTV Geek. Electronic gaming also reared its strangely misshapen head as Comic-Con served as the Intel Grandmasters tournament stage. Away from all the hype and technology, one could still find good, old-fashioned comics as dozens of dealers came out for the event. Let's go over to Jackie Loader for her report on the experience. Jackie?
Thanks, Ian. I'm Jackie Loader, and this is my first time at Comic-Con, and needless to say, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. And I know, I want to.
Thanks, Jackie. Besides the vendors, tournaments, and comics, there was another thing to see: the cosplayers. For this report, we go to Nikki Santana. Nikki?
Hey Ian, I'm here on the floors and I'm asking people why they came to this year's Comic-Con. I'm Fiona from Adventure Time.
And I'm Finn from Adventure Time. It's great.
Hey, so what's your favorite part of Comic-Con? I think it would have to be like the things you can buy, and just like there's a huge range of like art and people you can see and all the costumes.
Yeah, I just love seeing all the costumes and everybody do their thing. It's nice to see everybody in one place doing it. So.
I'm dressed as Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim Comics, sort of.
What's your favorite part of Comic-Con?
I don't know, probably just walking around, I guess. Yeah.
So what's your favorite part of Comic-Con? And what are you dressed up as today? Okay, thanks.
Oh no, thank you, Nikki. Comic-Con filled the Javits Center with excitement, celebration, and perspiration, and won't soon be forgot, that is, until next year's. For Inside MSU, I'm Ian Elliott.
Thanks for joining us for this week's special homecoming edition of Inside MSU. I'm Brittany Clemente.
And I'm Tatiana Smith. Check us out online at insidemsu.wordpress.com.